guys tired of throwing away your sourdough discard? I know I was. And you know what? I found a way to not waste this glorious stuff that's been growing in my refrigerator, and I just want to be able to use it up and not waste it. So look at that. Big chocolate chunks. Super, look at that. Just not super crumbly, but just perfect. I love this. This is so good. My favorite granola bars. Here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you how I make sourdough granola bars, and let me tell you folks, they are the best. They are so delicious and nutritious. Actually, my daughter, who was nursing her baby, said that it actually increased her milk supply. So that's a really good thing. So here's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna show you how to do this. It's super easy, and it's no waste sourdough discard. So this is a stiff sourdough. I just took this out of the refrigerator. So it is active, but it's cold. So I'm gonna just take about a cup of this, and then I will refeed this with some warm water and a little bit more flour, but not a lot. So I'm gonna take a cup of this, and I just eyeball it. I do have a scale here, but I'm actually not even really using it. So we're just gonna put, again, eyeballing this, about a cup of sourdough starter or discard, whatever you want to use. That looks like about a cup, maybe a hair more. There. Okay, set that off to the side. And if you guys don't know what this is called a spurtle. These are really great because they have flat sides, and you can really get your scrape down the sides of your jar. And this jar I got from IKEA. And it comes with a bamboo lid with a silicone ring. I really like this because it's got the flat sides. Okay, now to that, we're going to add about half a cup of melted coconut oil. Okay, and then about 3/4 of a cup of softened peanut butter. You can see how runny that is. Some peanut butter can be really difficult to work with, so I threw this in the microwave for about 30 seconds just to soften it up. Okay. Now I'm going to grab my other spurtle. I bought 2, and I'm going to get about what did I say? About a half a cup of honey. And again, I measure with my heart on this stuff. This is not exact. About a half a cup of honey. That's good. All right. Then I'm actually going to add some maple syrup too. I love the flavor of maple syrup. So I'm just going to eyeball this. About a half a cup of that, give or take. And then my favorite vanilla, Haitian vanilla. It's so delicious. Just about 2 teaspoons like that. Now, we're going to take our honey spurtle. And we're going to go ahead and mix this up, because I like the wooden spatula or the wooden spurtle, so it's a little bit stiffer. And we're going to go ahead and mix this up. It's really easy to mix. You know what? I am going to put on a glove. That way I don't get peanut butter and honey shoved under my fingernails. So nobody likes that. All right. You could put this in a mixer if you don't want to mix it by hand. It's super easy to do. All right, I'm going to keep mixing this, and I'll show you what it looks like when it's done. I forgot an ingredient. You cannot forget the chocolate chips. I did have to put on another glove. So I have some Trader Joe's semi-sweet chocolate chips. They're dairy-free, so this dessert, if you have a family member that is dairy-free, then this will work, because I don't use butter, and I don't use milk chocolate chips. So these chocolate chips are dairy-free. So you're just going to mix this in, and then we're going to go ahead and put this onto our parchment paper lined pizza, the stone. It's this. I love this cookie sheet. It really does a good job of heating everything evenly. So we're gonna put this on here. It's like without dropping it. All right. Now I will need another piece of parchment paper for this so that I can roll this out nice and evenly. So I'm going to grab that. Okay, have another piece of parchment paper, put it right on top, and then we're just going to roll this to where it's nice and even. I think I'll press it first. You can use another cookie sheet to press it down, but a rolling pin works really, really well in getting into those gaps. And you use the parchment paper so that it doesn't stick to your rolling pin. Back and forth. All right. We are just about there. All right. Look at this. Got to get some in that corner there, but look at that. There's a lot of weight to this. I know the stone is kind of heavy too, but there's a lot of weight here. And these are so delicious. Now what I'm going to do, excuse me, is I'm going to bake this in a 325-degree oven for about 20 minutes until the edges start to golden brown. You don't want them too, you don't want it to go too long and it'll burn, but just the edges are golden brown. So about 20 minutes. All right, it's done. Now this is the top oven, not the bottom oven. We baked it at 325. See those nice golden edges right there? All right, let's put this here. Now, the reason for the parchment paper is for this reason right here. I'm going to take this out and set it down like that because we need to cut this. And we want to cut it while it's warm. So we're just going to do just like this. It doesn't have to be perfect. We just want to have some sort of square, rectangle, whatnot, okay? We're gonna take this, we're gonna cut them all, and then we're going to refrigerate this. So we'll put this back in the pan and refrigerate this so that it's nice and solid. But we wanna cut it before we refrigerate it. All right, now, we're gonna let these cool in the pan for just a little bit, then we're gonna put these in the refrigerator overnight, and then we can enjoy them. But look at this. Those nice crispy edges right there. Oh boy, look at that. Big chocolate chunks. Super, super, look at that. Just not super crumbly, but just perfect. I love this. This is so good. My favorite granola bars. When I need a sweet snack, but I need something healthy, this is my go-to. I'm Christa with Bread and Christa Show. You have an amazing day.